Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you and your family members are doing good because that is the most important thing, and for rest we are here to talk. So we were doing our pattern wise DSA sheet, and in this we were following binary search, and the pattern is binary search on answer. Today we will do the next question called allocate minimum number of pages. So let's read the problem statement. So problem says we will be given an array of integers, and where every array of I represents a number of pages in the ith book. So here you can see the array. So 12, 34, 67 and 90 are the pages in that particular book, and you are also given an integer k representing the number of students. The task is to allocate book to each student such that, now read the points, each student receives at least one book. Okay, and each student is assigned a continuous sequence of book, means you have to assign these 4 books to 2 students, means into 2 groups, such that every student should at least get one book. And the book which you want to assign, suppose you want to assign 2 books, so you have to give the consecutive books only, and no book is assigned to more than one student, means a single element like single book you cannot give to 2 elements. Okay, our task is to minimize a maximum number of pages. So before moving to the problem, let's read the constraint. It says array of size can go till 10 power 6. Okay, an array of ith element like integer value can go till 1000, means every book can have at max 1000 number of pages. Now why we read this? Because it will help us to optimize our code. But first let's try to understand the brute force approach. So here is the number of pages given, and the task is ki every student should get at least one book. So suppose you are going to give one book to another one child. Okay, 12. So whatever are the rest books you have to give to the another one. Okay, yes. Now the question says ki out of all possible allocations, find the arrangement where the student who receives the most pages still has the smallest possible maximum. Means if you see how many different types of arrangements that are possible. So one student getting 12 and another student getting 34, 67 and 90, correct? Now the second arrangement, 12 and 34 to the very first student and 67 and 90 to the second student. Now the third arrangement, 12, 34 and 67 to the first student and 90 to the second student. Now do you think you can give all 4 books to a single child? You cannot, because in that case you will end up giving 0 books to the another child, which is not possible, because the question itself mentioned ki every student should get at least one book. So now this last one combination is not possible. First 3 are possible. So if you see, the summation of this arrangement is 12, and in this case it's 191. Okay, so maximum is 191. Now in the second case, the summation for this is 46, and the summation for the next one is 157. So what is the maximum? Obviously 157. Now for the third combination, the summation is nothing but 4 plus 2, 6, 7, 13, 3, carry 1, 113, and for this 90. So what is the maximum one? Obviously 113. Okay, so out of all these combinations, you have to take the maximum of all combinations, and out of these many you have to return the minimum. So basically you have to minimize the maximum possible value. Okay, so now how can you do that? If you think ki should we apply this like binary search on this because it is sorted also, no, it's not, because this is a pattern of binary search on answer, and how we can identify that is from the answer. If you see, 113 is my final answer, and 113 does not exist in this array. So hence our answer does not depend on the input array. So where we will apply the binary search? Definitely on a range, from a lower range to a higher range, and that we will decide. So in this case, because we have to divide into 2 groups, the k can also vary, correct? If here you will see k can also go till 1000. Okay, so k can be from 1 to 1000, it cannot be 0. So definitely if it is 1, means you have to consider all such elements. Okay, now you think if k is equal to 1, okay, correct, so you have to consider the whole array only as a sub array. So what do you think? In that case, what will be your answer? Like that will be the maximum possible answer, correct? Because the summation of all element will be the maximum one, and that's nothing but 191 plus 12, which is nothing but 203. So hence in that case, obviously 203 will be the maximum possible if k is equal to 1. Now when k increases, the answer needs to be decreased because the question says ki you have to divide in different parts, 2 different parts. So 12 in this part and in this part 191. Okay. So what is your maximum possible range? Can I say my maximum or higher value is nothing but 203, which is summation of all elements? Because if you will see now, beyond 203, you won't get your answer. Means your answer must lie from 1 to 203. Means 203 is a max. Why 203 is max? That is the proof. If k is 1, the maximum possible answer is nothing but summation of array. How you will get to know? You have to dry run and you have to hit and try like how I did. 203 is my maximum possible answer in this case. So lower will be nothing but maximum of array. Okay, because our answer will lie from maximum value, which is 90, to summation of all, which is 203, and our answer lie in between this. Okay, now you have to check ki why not minimum 12 and why only 90 here. Take smaller value of inputs and do let me know ki why only maximum value. This is your task. So now what we have to do? Now what the question says, question tells us to return the minimized maximum. Okay, so whatever is the lower value, 90. Okay, so we'll go here, and we'll see ki I want to divide groups with a 90, like with a 90. Maximum will be 90. Okay, so maximum will be 90. So I'll take this. Yes, it is less than 90. Summation, it is total 46, still less than 90. Now this, no, we cannot include this. So this part we will take in one group. Now 67 will come in another group because it is less than 90. Yes, and third is 90. So when you went with 90, in how many parts you divided? You saw you divided in 3 parts, but you have to divide in k parts, like 2 parts only. So now the question is, do you think 90 will be answer, or we should go for a higher number or a lower number? Definitely higher number. Why? Because with 90 we divided in more than k groups, and we want to divide in exactly k, and whatever the answer come less than that group, correct? So definitely when instead of 90 we will go with 100 or 120 or 130. So when we will increase this summation, more people or more books can come in one group, single group, correct? And in that case we will see ki now the number of groups will reduce, because our focus is to get this k groups and the maximum possible. So definitely when with 90 we were making 3 groups, we want 2 groups now, so we should increase this. So when with 90 it is not possible, we want to go for a higher value. So in a brute force approach, we will run the for loop from starting from I is equal to low till I less than is equal to high, I plus plus. Okay, now we'll make a function. We will call the function with this low value, this array and this key. Okay, if with this low value it is possible, okay, if with this low value, but in this initially to with 90 it was not possible. Now when it was not possible, what we did, we increase the higher, like for with 90 when it was not possible, we want to check with a higher value. So definitely we want to continue this for loop running. When the first time, like whenever the function hits true, means yes, ki with this value, suppose 113, it is possible to make 2 groups, then 113 will be my minimized maximum. Why? Because if with 113 we made 2 groups, so definitely with a greater number than this, we can definitely make 2 groups or 1 group, now lesser groups. So out of that 114, 115, definitely 113 is my minimum one, na? So we have to return this. So whenever for the first time we hit this true, we will return the low, we will return this I, and sorry, in the function we have to send I only. Okay, then there we'll send it and we'll get it. Now in the function what we have to do, okay, so definitely you saw in the function we have to collect all this until it is lesser than the I, which is nothing but starting from low. So we'll make the function. In the function I is nothing but, let's suppose subarray, array sum, correct, subarray sum. Now next was array and another was k. Okay, now we have to initialize the summation, because in the sum like we have to keep on adding the pages, correct? So we will run a for each loop on the page array, on the array. Now we will keep on adding this in what? Pages. We will keep on adding the pages in the summation. Okay, but before adding this, you can check if sum plus what? Pages is less than equal to what? The subarray sum which we are looking for, subarray sum. If it is less than, then definitely adding this makes sense. So we will add sum plus is equal to pages. Okay. Else when it is not possible now, definitely if you went here, 12 you have included it with the summation 90, 34 also you included because total summation was 46. Now when you tried adding this will become what? 3113, and this you don't want, correct? So definitely one group you want to stop here and you want to make the another group. So can I say whatever group? So we have to initialize a group variable with 1. Why initialize this group with 1? Because when we will start with 90 summation, 12 will be included, 34 will be included. Okay. Now when 67 we went to add, we saw ki no, 67 will go beyond 90. So hence we want to make another group for this. So hence this group you want to close, and suppose you want to initialize group with 0 and now it will become 1. Now suppose 67, yes, now where you want to include 90, it is not possible because the total summation will become 157 and that is more than 90. So hence you will you want to make a second group for this, correct? So you will again increase this. Now for this one, 90 is less than or equal to 90, yes, and you will come out of this for loop and you will say only 2 groups found. No, but it was 3. So hence initially you could have initialized the group with 1, or else after coming out you can increment by 1 more time. I preferred initializing this group by 1. So when we are not able to add the pages, it will go beyond the subarray sum. So in that case we will not add that and we will increase the group. So we will do group plus plus. And now the summation also we want to initialize. So instead of initializing with 0, I want to initialize with the same pages, because I know when I will go back, for each loop will give me the another one. Means suppose with 12 and 34 it was possible, you saw 67 it is not possible, it will go beyond 90. So you decided to make another group. Now for next time 90 will come in the for each loop now. You will though miss 67 if you will initialize summation with 0. So hence you have to initialize summation with 67. And that's what I did here. Now after coming out of this, you have to return true or false. When? If your group is less than equal to k, you will return true. Why? Because you saw now, when you wanted to make 2 groups and with 90 you made 3 groups, was it possible? You wanted to increase it, correct? So for this, so you have to say false now. So hence when your group was greater than k, you have to return false. Means when your group is less than equal to k, you have to return true. Now let's see the time complexity. Definitely it is running from a lower value to higher value, and higher value is nothing but 1000, so 10 power 3. So this for loop will run for 10 power 3. Now for this for loop, you saw that this is running for 10 power 6 times, correct? Array length is 10 power 6. So in total 10 power 3 into 10 power 6, total 10 power 9, and you know beyond 10 power 8 it gives us TLE. So when you will submit this, it will give you TLE. So here is the code for this. You can see we have calculated the length, correct? We have initialized the lower and higher value. Lower value we want to initialize with the maximum of the pages, and higher value is the summation of pages. Now we want to run this from a lower to higher, and that we want to call in the function, and whenever this function returns true, that we will return true. After coming out of the whole for loop, if we have not found any such valid summation, then we will return -1, saying it is not possible. Now let's see in the function what we are doing. We are initializing the students, which is nothing called groups here. What we did, page sum is nothing but summation variable. Now we are running the for each loop here, and in the page sum we will check ki after adding this, is it still less than equal to maximum pages which has been allotted. Then that pages we will include in our summation, or else we will increase the group count or student count, and we will initialize the summation with the pages. After coming outside, if the total count of group is less than equal to, or the count of student is less than equal to k, then we will return true or else false. Now let's try to submit this and we will get TLE for sure. As you can see, time limit exceeded because of that test case when our total length was 10 power 6, and for loop, first for loop, because of the highest value it is running till 10 power 3, total 10 power 9. Okay, how can we optimize this? Definitely this much for loop, because it is running in a range, number line from a lower to higher, every number is sorted. Then why to check everything consecutively? Why not to apply binary search there? And that's what we did in this much part. We removed that for loop and we kept the lower and higher value as it is, the summation and the maximum, and here we will calculate the mid value by low plus high minus low by 2. not low plus high by 2, because you know the reason, when constraints are bigger we always prefer solving or calculating our mid like this. And now we will send the mid value in the function saying ki hey function, try with this mid summation and tell me how many groups you can make. If the number of groups you can make is less than equal to k, then I can consider this is true. And now I want to go for a minimum possible. Why? Suppose with 150, if you see here now, let's try run this. Okay, let's try to make let's try to run this with 150. Definitely this you can consider, this you can consider, this you can consider, correct? This all can be included because summation is 150. Group 1, okay, and 90 group 2. So can I say with 150 it was possible to make 2 groups? So now what do you think? You should go for a higher value 151 or you should go with 149 and so on? Definitely 149. So hence when it is possible, you have to go for a lower range. Means on a number line you have to bring your higher pointer towards mid minus 1, because with that mid which is 150 it was possible to make 2 groups. I want to check for the lower value, so hence I will search in the left half. That's what we did here. Ki, if it is possible, that answer, suppose 150, that we will save because we don't know in future we won't get it, and the higher pointer we will move to mid minus 1, and now we'll search in the left half. And if it's in case if it is not possible, like how in 90, with 90 it was not possible, so 90 was not our valid answer also. So now we want to search for the larger numbers. So hence suppose 90 is the mid, so we want to search for a higher range in the right half, so hence we will move our low pointer to mid plus 1. And now rest all things are same, the function is also same. The only thing which we changed is the while loop for the binary search case instead of running the simple for loop. And now as you saw, it has been submitted because the time complexity now is definitely 10 power 6 for this function, but the 10 power 3 has been reduced to logarithmic of 10 power 3 base 2. So means 1000 base 2, which is nothing but near around 9 or 10. So basically 10 and 10 power 6 here, so total 10 power 7. So that's why it has been submitted. So I hope you understood, and here is your Python solution. If in case you are from Python background, all logics are same, only language differ, and here is your C++ solution if in case you are from C++ background. So I hope you guys understood this and you learned how to recognize what will be the lower value and what will be the higher value. And I will also recommend you all to hit and try. Initially you have to do that, and in that way only you can decide what will be the lower and higher value, and with the experience by solving multiple questions you will get to know what to choose for the lower and higher value. So with this we can go in the sheet and we can mark the next question, and I hope you guys have also submitted, and I will definitely recommend and request you all to submit this code on your own. And if in case you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. And if you guys are new to this channel, we are following the pattern wise DSA sheet and the sheet link and all connection links like Instagram, Twitter. I'm available everywhere on LinkedIn as well. You can find the connection links in the description. And that's it for this video. Let's meet in another video with some more interesting questions and topics. So then keep learning, take care of yourself and your family.